All right, show you what we did on my solar stuff today. So, Perry and Tyler today took these pipes and we had to weld the brackets on them. You can see on there. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, there's a little bracket there that the cross pieces are bolted to. So, it's 2.5-inch steel pipe, 22 feet long, and basically up off the ground there, close to 2 feet, mounted on the side of the Connex. Got a plate there to support the weight, partially supporting the weight, and we got 2 1/2-inch U-bolts through the side there with some washers on the other side. So you can see it's quite a ways up. So the way that's going to work is there'll be 2 panels up there on the very top, 2 panels in the center, and then eventually I'll want 2 more panels down here on the bottom someday later on. So, and then what we'll do is I'm going to take the 2 existing panels that I have up right now. We're going to mount them on this end, and with them being on this end, that'll catch. They're just going to be down here on the end of the Connex here. So these don't need to be real high because these trees that you see here, I'll take down these trees here so it'll be wide open this direction, and that will catch morning sun. So we'll have 2 panels here going to 1 charge controller for morning sun, and then when the sun gets high, like it is during the day, then these panels over here will catch the sun there. So, and the panels will just be flat. Ideally, it would be better if they were, set at an angle, but these won't be. These will just be sitting flat, and just because that's a easy way to mount them, and they don't collect snow if they're angled. Then you got to shovel the snow off of them, and I don't really have a good way of doing that here without building a whole different kind of a setup. So this actually works pretty decent, just having them flat. So that's what I'll do. But basically the trees over there, prevent me in the wintertime from getting sun, because from right here you never see the sun peak up over the top of those trees right there during the wintertime. So getting my panels up higher will allow me to utilize the sun longer than what I currently can with my existing panels here, just due to the height and the distance it is to the trees in front of my house. So anyway, that's kind of what we were doing there, and I'm going to show you we got the drain finished up today on Perry's cabin for the kitchen sink, and then another one for his shower. So I showed you the hole for his shower, but it's all plumbed in now. So this is where mine is here for the cabin. So anyway, that's where that is. And I guess another little thing I'll show you too is our little guest cabin here, which I need to get that little stove finished cleaned up. I'm actually going to put that in my cabin and sell the one that I have. So in this cabin here is going to be our guest cabin. I know I've talked about that before, but this has a single 250 watt solar panel up on it, and we'll walk inside here and show you what we got going on in here. So anyway, we got a full-size bed and a dresser, a little TV, VCR, fan. And this one here is also set up to be full solar. Got a charger inverter there, so if there isn't enough power, I can actually just run a cord from my cabin up to here, and the charger inverter there will, of course, invert power to 120 volt, as well as charge the batteries too. So it has says its own charge controller here for solar, and then it has one here for the charger inverter for the 120 volt stuff. So anyway, we have a couple plug-ins. It has one up here on the side, one up here by the TV. We got this little nightstand kind of thing here. It's got a plug-in there for charging phones, and then here it's got 2 USB plug-ins there. So you can actually charge phones off of that too, if you don't have a 110 type plug-in. Got plenty of shelves, which probably going to bring out some of our extra cots and stuff like that and store them out here. So, but this little unit has a wood stove in it, and it also has a ventless propane heater in it too, for if we don't want to build a fire. But got just a makeshift curtain over the back window, and one little window up here. So we've got a wide windowsill there that we can set a fan on if it gets hot in here. We've got a bug zapper up there. We've got RV lights on the ceiling, and we also got rope lights. And we have an outside light on here as well. And we got motion lights. Motion lights on the outhouse, motion lights on the front of the cabin. So whenever kids come up to stay, then they got a place to stay right here with outhouse close. This little outhouse here don't really get used much. It's just for this little cabin here. So so we set it fairly close because figuring most of the people that come up here are not going to be accustomed to using an outside john. So that'll make it a little bit closer to the cabin. And it's also got lights and stuff. So it'll be handy for that. This kind of gives you an idea from back here how high that actually is for my solar panels. That was pretty scary today, being up here on the ladder. So the 24-foot ladder does not reach the top of that. So standing on the very top rung of a 24-foot ladder and having your arm wrapped around that pipe trying to bolt them pieces on kind of had me puckered up a little bit. So anyway, that's kind of what we've been up to today. So, and of course the tractor still broke. We did got the plate that we're going to make an adapter for here to get this fixed. We got it sitting on the plate. We got to take it over to a buddy's house. He's got a drill press, drill and tap some holes in it, and we'll be able to get the front wheel back on the tractor. So it may not be 4-wheel drive anymore when we're done, but it'll at least be a 2-wheel drive tractor. That'll do better than no tractor at all. So that'll be one of our other projects. So Molly's out running around. She's wanting to get back in the house. So anyway, it is a nice sunny day today. Got 79 degrees, which is really hot in this part of the country. And that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of what we're doing. So I don't know when I'll get the panels up there. But Perry's wanting to, we got to mount his panels. So we got to cut down some trees and make some poles and put some holes in the ground, stand his poles up, put some cross pieces on his to mount his panels on. And then we'll probably rent a lift to be able to raise up there and put the panels on it where we can do it on mine and his at the same time. So I still need to get one more crossbar for the bottom of that. And Home Depot didn't have one, Lowe's didn't have one, so I'll have to wait on that. So anyway, it's hard to get used to up here. Everybody's out of everything. And I knew I should have got 3 the other day when I got 2, and I thought, well, I'll just do that. But anyway, it's the way it is up here. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So today, I probably should have started videoing this sooner, but we're working on kitchen sink drain at Perry's cabin. We've already done mine. We've already done Tyler's. So now we're doing this one. So basically we dug a hole down about 4 feet deep to the gravel. And once we got to the gravel, we actually went down to the river and got more rock, like this bigger round rock that you see here, and put that in the bottom of the hole. And we took a 55-gallon barrel, which you can see the other half laying over there, cut that in half lengthwise, put that in the hole. We'll lay a double 2x12 across the top of it just for support, and then we'll put some foam in on top of it. This one here is just kind of getting the remnants of the foam that we have left over. So we really have a lot left over without cutting up a whole sheet. So anyway, so that'll be the kitchen drain. We're actually going to do one for the shower as well. We still have to do the one for Tyler's shower, and then we do the same thing on mine whenever I do my little addition on the back of the cabin. But here's the other hole for the one for the cabin. You can see they're fairly deep, so we'll put gravel in that, put the pipe in, or the half barrel in that, and we kind of got the idea for that from the boss of the swamp and Kyle's cabin. One of them is in northern Maine, the other one's in northern Michigan, and it seems to work for them without freezing up. So we'll see what it does. See what it does here. So.
That's the best of bit for drilling plastic.
Kind of had a hard time doing it on mine too. Hole saw would have worked better, but it does make for a good tight fit though if you can get the pipe jammed through it.
If you get the pipe jammed in there.
I think I had to finish whittling mine out with a pocket knife too.
Perfect fit.
We also did some work on my solar deal today too, putting up a new rack to mount my solar panels on to be able to get more height because of the trees shade mine coming from in the wintertime when the sun don't get very high. The trees across the road from mine, the sun actually don't ever get above them, so I'm going to be putting my panels up. The top of them, the top ones will actually be about 25 feet high, so it's pretty high. So we got the rack up today, but I'll have to rent a lift in order to install the panels. So.
Primer in there.
What's going inside?
Seen that.
There's a P-trap inside on the sink underneath the sink, so to keep any smell from coming back up through there.
Look at that bottom one. That bottom.
Yeah.
Isn't already glued.
That one?
No, the bottom one there isn't already glued.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna do it. Huh.
Yeah.
Putting the old pipe glue to work. Dripping. That's definitely
Enough
not.
on there for the pipe and his fingers.
It's definitely not good to get in your beard.
I would imagine not. Now I need this one, that one.
Say one thing, the digging's easy up here. Took a while to get mine dug because the ground was still froze. So.
Well, mine was also. I just went through it with a
Tyler,
bar though.
Yeah, Tyler used a rock bar to go through the frozen ground on his. So. And we got up here to Perry's and his wasn't frozen, so. Might be a little bit redneckish, but I believe it'll work.
Better than a 5-gallon bucket under the sink.
It's better than a 5-gallon bucket into the sink, because that's what Tyler and I have had for quite some time, and that gets really old going out and
Very
dumping
old.
that. Watching it every time you run some water in it to make sure you don't run it over the floor, so, because that really sucks. So it really sucks even worse when you got the bucket out from underneath it and you dump something in the sink. So anyway, that and there's about finished up, other than covering it back up with putting the foam in there and covering it up with dirt and foaming the hole in around the pipe there to seal that back up. That's about all there is to that.
Yeah. We got another board, or just doing the one on one side?
We can go get another one if we want to put another board in there.
Probably not have that much weight that close to the house.
Shouldn't, I wouldn't think.
So anyway, we'll have another project.